Well, since you guys last heard about the Old Republic, we have announced a whole bunch of details for our PvP system, especially the war zones, and we've announced the crew skills system. So there are three types of crew skills. There are gathering skills, there are crafting skills, and there are mission skills. So gathering is very much what you'd expect. You see something, you say, hey, we should grab that. Now you can either go grab it, or you can tell your companion character, hey, why don't you go grab it? Now that you've got these things, you can craft. So you go back to your ship where your crafting table is, and you can have a number of different crafting skills. Now the third one is mission skills, and these are very different. The mission skills are the ability to basically have quests that are sort of off stage. So we say, hey, I want all my companions who are back on my ship to be doing something. I'm going to open up my skills, I'm going to open up my diplomacy, and I'm going to see which missions are available. Now treasure hunting is obviously, instead of light side, dark side, it's loot. So we can tell another one of our companion characters, hey, why don't you take some time and just go off and try to find me something cool. And the great part, of course, is I never know what they're going to bring back. And all of your missions have different time and different costs to them. So you could send somebody out for a 5-minute mission, or you could send them off on a 23-hour mission because you knew you weren't going to play again until tomorrow night. And so you're going to log off. All of your crew skills still go while you're offline. And when you log back in, come and see what's happened. The intent for the crew skill system was twofold. One, to bring people into the crafting system that may not normally be crafters, and that's definitely where the mission system comes in. Even if you don't want to do the complexity of the crafting, and the crafting is deep and complex, there are going to be people on the server who can do things that almost nobody else on the server can do, who are masters of crafting. But everybody else can still run the missions and do things. The other part of it was really to make sure that all those people who were back on your ship were useful and part of the team. One of the problems previously in BioWare games we've had is that if you can only take a couple of your companions out, you tend to focus on those and kind of forget everybody else that's hanging out back at base. This makes the whole crew useful and the whole crew interesting, especially because each of your companion characters actually has bonuses for specific crew skills. So you may actually end up having a lot of affection for somebody you really like who's your really good diplomat, even though they're not somebody you take out in the field very often.
And I will ensure the Empire achieves galactic domination.
So war zones in the Old Republic are instance team versus team PvP areas. Now, one of the things that we really try to do is we try to make sure that they are immersive, that they are telling a story, that they have context. We want you to be able to multipath and play the way you want to play. So, can you get XP? Can you get loot from PvP? Yes. Can you get XP and loot from playing the space combat game? Yes. If there's an activity chain in Tor that you want to sit down and spend your morning doing, we want you to know that that's not wasted time. This game is huge. It is so much bigger than anything we've done. It's bigger than every BioWare game we've ever done put together. You're on an MMO. There's not a save button. You've got to balance everything right. There are a ton of tricks that you use in a single-player game that I can't use. I can't put you in prison. I can't trap you somewhere because maybe you wanted to play PvP that day, right? I can't take you and force you into a cutscene. I can't put you in a bottleneck. I can't do any of these things. So we have to be extremely clever about how we tell stories and about how much we empower the players.
You were deceived.